We talk about a lot of anime characters, we talk about a lot of characters in general, but let's talk about some cartoon characters. Let's talk about Avatar, because Avatar definitely got some heat-ass characters. Now, I've already mentioned that I have two characters in particular that is in my top 20, top 10 waifus of all time video, honestly, that you could go check out. And definitely they're on this list. But 100%, Avatar does have some fine-ass female characters. But who are they? Let's actually see who they are. So when it comes down to things, we gotta start off with the main girl of the show, obviously, back in the old airbending days. We have to talk about Katara. Katara, I ain't gonna lie, at first when I saw her, I was like, damn. She kinda fine though, for an Alaskan asshole. She is kinda fine, not necessarily gonna lie. Over time, I kinda cared less about her, but then at the same time, it's like, she's still kinda alright in some shape and form. You know, she was hella annoying with, like, anytime she tried to get romantic feelings with somebody else that's literally not Aang. It was weird as hell, because it was just like, but why though? I know you haven't been anywhere outside of that giant ass icicle popsicle place you call home, but still nonetheless, but why though? It's just kind of, it's a bit weird, honestly. It never really felt right to me, honestly. So that's like one thing. And then obviously, like, she has had some major importance in, you know, the story, like protecting Aang when he was in the Avatar state, when they was trying to understand, when he was trying to learn basically the water element. Or the time she fought Azula, which was hella dope, honestly, and probably is the most epic thing Katara has ever did. Make her way more useful than Sakura, if I'm being honest. She's pretty good. She's pretty alright. I think she's a basic 7 out of 10, if I'm being honest with you. Nothing too crazy, but she is a basic 7 out of 10. And the Gentai of her be hidden. Not necessarily gonna lie. Kind of wish we had a little bit more Katara, but you know, it is what it is. Then we also have Toph, which Toph can get tops, honestly. Like, she's like the de facto 10 out of 10. I don't see how anybody could say she's not. Toph is just someone that you absolutely would like to clap, but she might clap you, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up shoving a whole giant rock spike up your ass just to try to peg you, and then you're gonna be bleeding and it's not gonna be great. But still, nonetheless, you know, Toph is fine, especially Lolly Toph. Yes, 100%. Now, Officer Toph, I don't mind that either. That's fine too. Like, if you're talking about something you don't want that's genuinely like a what the hell situation. Of course I'm gonna clap that. But I really like the, you know, the original base form Toph that we normally usually have. That's like the best version, and that's the one that gets majority of the Gentai content. So that's always nice to see. And, you know, she's like a staple lolly character that everybody kind of has to make Gentai of, even if they don't realize that Toph is a lolly. And again, it's so weird. Like, there's certain characters in Gentai and people just make a lot of content of, and they have issues with every other lolly except the ones that they be drawing that has consistently been a lolly in multiple variations of Gentai, like Gwen from Ben 10, or Toph, or Jade Chan from Jackie Chan Adventures. You know, like, they are so consistent to draw those characters like that in their younger forms, but didn't have an immediate problem with anything else. It is so weird, but definitely when it comes down to things, Toph as a, you know, lolly is the best form that she was obviously in. And even though she blind, even though she is tomboy as hell, she don't get this real deal hard penis in the ass. So that's pretty much how I feel. So definitely when it comes down to things, I think Toph is, you know, a wonderful lolly that can get her cunny A out, and that's how I feel. So yes, Toph is definitely a 10 out of 10. Suki, I'll be completely honest, when I first saw Suki, I did not really care for this lady. I was damn near about to give her a 6, honestly. And she's kind of close in that range, honestly, if we're just speaking overall. But when, for whatever reason, this is the weird thing about me, right? Like, I already said before, I don't like lipstick when characters wear lipstick and shit, because it always looks super weird. Especially if it's like red lipstick, it looks weird and it never really works out. But sometimes if you do it right, it could be fine, right? So, you know, that's how I generally feel. And with Suki, I don't really care when she has the makeup off, but anytime she has like the Kyoshi warrior makeup on, it's even hotter. Is it weird? I don't know. Maybe it's because I like geishas. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's my weird thing. But definitely when it comes down to things, I think that when she wears the Kyoshi makeup, she's like 10 times hotter. She's 10 times hotter. But then when you see other characters do it, it's not that great. But when she did it the first time, she looks amazing. Without it, she looks okay, but with it, she looks like an absolute upgrade. Is that weird? Am I a weird ass person? Possibly. But still, nonetheless, I like it when she wears the Kyoshi warrior makeup. That's just personally me. As far as hentai material goes, I really don't pay attention to her hentai material, which is a first. But still, nonetheless, she has some good things. Not a lot, but some good things. A little bit, you know. Could be better. But still, nonetheless, I think if she has the makeup on, I'll give her like an actual 8 out of 10. I'm not even gonna lie. But without it, and most likely that's like the normal form that she will always be in, she's like a 6. Let's kind of go out of the original series and go to Korra real quick. Jinora and Iki. I'm just gonna put them in both at the same time. 10 out of 10. I don't give no damns about this at all. They are both lollies. I obviously like Jinora. Obviously, we covered the one dojin that she had that one time. And I ain't gonna lie, ever since that dojin, I honestly just like an evil Jinora. I just want to see it. So that's personally just me. And personally, I kind of like the lolly Jinora over older Jinora. Granted, older Jinora is way more cooler and way more important, but still, lolly Jinora is pretty fire in her own way, and she's fine. So that's how I feel about that, honestly. Iki doesn't really do much of the story, and personally, a weird turnaround. I actually like older Iki than I like lolly Iki. That's personally me. So when it comes down to things, I have a weird taste of different characters. It's just weird. But what do you expect from this channel, honestly? It's a bunch of random ass shit. So you get what you get, honestly. When it comes down to things, I do definitely think Iki could have a little bit more screen time. You know, she had like a little bit of plot to her, just a little bit, but that was only when she ran away that one time. But still, nonetheless, you know, I would say I like Jinora a lot, honestly. If we had to pick out of these two, which one I would take home first, Jinora's coming home first. That's like a given, especially if she's gonna be like the one in the dojin. Whoo boy, the cheek clapping is gonna be good that day. It's gonna be hella good if she don't take my soul first. So that's gonna be like the other thing. Lee and Mai. Why am I grouping up these characters together? Just to save time. But definitely, I've already put them in the top 20, top 10 video of waifus of all time, personally for me. So, you know, they're already like a 10 out of 10. That's personally just me. That's just me. Lee, she's flexible. There's no explanation, honestly. Also, Lee was the first character I liked in the entire show. So, you know, when I first started watching Avatar. So that's like, obviously, like, you know, one whole thing when it came down to it. And Mai, I didn't care for Mai in the beginning, and I said this before. I didn't really care for Mai because she just seemed negative all the damn time. But then when I had that one dream of where I guess Mai saved my ass and then we went on a date or some shit, I started to like Mai a lot more. So, you know, Mai is definitely another 10 out here, honestly. And it's just because of a dream, honestly. So it is a very biased thing to say. But definitely, she doesn't have a lot of moments in the show. I wish she did, but she doesn't. And even in the comics, she doesn't really have much going on. And still, she's kind of like annoying in the comics a little bit. But still, nonetheless, you know, I don't mind Mai. I personally, I'd rather have my imagination version of Mai over, you know, the realistic one. Because if I'm gonna give Mai like an actual realistic point, I'll give her like an 8. Entirely still like a 10. But, you know, because this is me, and this is my video, and my damn channel, screw your opinion, they both get a 10. I don't care. Which leads us to our last character, which is Meng. Now you're probably wondering, Jay, who the hell is Meng? Well, you've probably forgotten, but this was like in that one episode where there was like, I guess, a whole bunch of superstitions that they were trying to deal with, the Avatar game was trying to deal with and whatever. And they had to kind of prove, I guess, that this stuff is not necessarily something that is true, I guess. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that episode, honestly. But definitely, when it came down to Meng, she was definitely about that action. She was about that life. She was like, oh shoot, bald man over here looking like Saitama? Shit, I'm trying to get my ass clapped real quick. But Katara obviously kept getting in the way and she didn't like that girl, honestly. So definitely, it was a bit funny. And even though she only had literally one episode out the entire series, she still is remembered by a lot of people. And granted, she's kind of fine, you know. She might have some dental work to, you know, work on. But then your boy also was a butt too fast person back then as a kid too. So, you know, those type of teeth don't have any type of effect on me because I used to be that person. Thankfully, I had braces and now I fixed that problem. But still, nonetheless, you know, it is pretty interesting. But she still is pretty fine. Also, you just learned something about your boy. But anyway, when it comes down to things, there's not really much to Meng. The content that she has is pretty damn good. Wish there was more, honestly, because she does look kind of cute. And when it comes down to things, I would give Meng about, let's say, a 8, because she is memorable. Honestly, she is memorable as hell. So that's pretty much all for this one. And obviously, we'll have more characters in the next one, and it's probably gonna be the last one if we ever do like another Avatar Rate the Waifu. So look forward to that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification and look out. Also follow me on the Twitter, saying you'd like to donate to the channel. Patreon is available as well. And until then, this is your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.